What's up, guys? Anthony here at PAX 2012. We are looking at Aliens, Colonial Marines. I'm here with Brian, who's a senior producer at Gearbox, and you guys are showing off a brand new mode today. Tell me a little bit about it.
All right, so we're showing off this objective-based mode called Escape. It's actually kind of a, the situation is you're trying to escape from this facility, through the facility, really. And, the Xenos are trying to stop you as you go through. And so it's very much, you get to point A to point B, and you got to guard something for a second, or you got to actually go through this horde of Xenos, and you got to really kind of, watch your back when you're trying to move through it, because you need to go fast. Because if you stick around and you're just standing there, the Xenos are going to tear you apart.
So this is, just to clarify, it's 4 players as Marines, 4 players as Xenos, just like we saw in Team Deathmatch. But now we're kind of going through these maps as Marines, and in the one that I played, we kind of went through like a hive a little bit, and we're doing things like cutting doors, like repairing elevators, and the Xenos are just respawning. How many different kinds of objectives are we going to see? Because I saw a lot of like cutting doors, opening doors, waiting for squad.
Yeah, so when you're trying to, in this one, you're trying to break into this facility, get to the other side to escape, right? And when you're going through there, you're having to break through the security of that facility. And you're welding through doors, you're trying to like hack through panels, you're trying to do a lot of things to actually, open the doors to get there. And in other maps that we have, you're actually trying to get out of something, and so there's all kinds of obstructions and things you have to go through to actually get out. And so there's like a lot of little things like that. But when someone's doing that, they're vulnerable. And so the rest of the squad has to actually protect them while they're actually in the course of hacking through or clearing the thing out.
Very cool. And Xenos, so even though it's 4-on-4, Xenos, if you're a Xeno player, you keep respawning, right? And I saw there was some clever stuff going on in there. Like, we were on an elevator going up slowly, and one of the Xeno players was just crawling around on the outside of the elevator. Are these kind of cleverly placed spawn points, or are you guys at Gearbox, as you're playing the Xenos, just really clever players?
A little column A, a little column B. Well, no, actually, it's the Xenos traverse those spaces. They'll start spawning close to where the next little areas that the Marines have to go through, but they actually have to transition through that space too. And so the place that you saw, the elevator, the Xenos had to climb up it to get to the next area. And so when they climbed up to the next area, they're climbing over this fenced-in, where you're totally invulnerable inside that thing, but you're kind of protected until you get to the top. In which case, then you got to be really prepared. But it's that was really creepy to see, because everyone's looking up, just seeing the Xenos just crawling over the place.
And so are these maps campaign maps? Are they maps from other modes, or are these unique maps for escape mode?
It's interesting. These are unique maps, but they're part of the narrative. There are certain parts when you play through the campaign. A lot of stuff is happening on LV-426, and this is part of something that happened during the timeline of the campaign. Okay. And so this is kind of a cool, there's a lot of Easter eggs if you actually watch this really closely about what is actually in the story. So this
may be, this entire mission that I just played may have been like some random radio chatter in the campaign or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And so, in the campaign, you're a squad of Marines and you're going through part of this facility, but there's a lot more Marines and there's a lot of activity going on, and so, yeah. So
one thing I noticed, you have different sort of loadouts. Are there different Marine classes in the escape mode as well? And are there any options to kind of customize your character in any of these multiplayer modes? Okay,
so when it comes to classes, we don't really have a concept of this is your role. It's your role is what your team pretty much if you're pulling out the motion tracker, you're the guy who's helping everyone know where the Xenos are at. If you're the guy with the shotgun, you're taking care of any Xenos that get really close to you. And if you have the sniper rifle, you're sniping the spitters off the lights up there. And so your role as part of the squad is defined by really what you're kind of comfortable doing and what the squad needs. And if you're pretty much just everyone running around with a smart gun, or not a smart gun, you're good to go, right? But if you're running around with
a smart gun, I feel pretty all right.
Yeah, you're going to be good. Or the flamethrower, but yeah.
I got the flamethrower. It was awesome.
Hell yeah! Seeing all Xenos but no, when you're running around with the pulse rifle, you're not really going to, the pulse rifle is really good, all-purpose weapon. But when you're in those tunnels, at the very beginning, you won't really want to use the shotgun because the Xenos will get right up on you. And so if you're not really having that kind of squad role and communicating with your guys, you're not going to do so well. So that's kind of for classes, that's how they kind of evolve. But you can actually customize your character as a multiplayer quite a bit. Okay. And so if you want to look different, you want to actually have different bodies and stuff like that.
You're more of a Velasquez than a Bishop, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So, do we know when Aliens Colonial Marines is coming out, Brian?
Of course we do, February 12th.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We'll have more about all of the modes and things. You're going to just send me information continuously as it develops, yes?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So stay subscribed here on Rev3 Games for updates on Aliens, Colonial Marines, and of course, for everything else going on here at PAX 2012.